The word resilient has started to make me feel uncomfortable, and not because the word is bad or resilience is bad, because resilience really just means the ability to withstand or overcome something difficult. But I feel like recently the word resilience or be more resilient is an undertone for just push through at any cost. And I feel like that can be dangerous, especially for driven, goal oriented, ambitious women. So, I want to read exactly what the definition of resilience says. So, resilience means the capacity to withstand or recover. And recovery is part of the definition, but I feel like culturally, especially recently, we remove the recover from the word resilience, or at least the identity or the implication of the word resilience. I have some notes here because I really, as I was thinking this through, I was even on the fence about having this conversation because the word has really been, again, making me uncomfortable, especially how it's been used. So I want to be able to clearly articulate my thoughts so I'm just not rambling. So I feel like the word resilient or be more resilient, especially as it is framed when it's pointed towards women, is like you're so resilient, or be more resilient, or you've been through worse, or you'll bounce back. Like, to me, this means, like, the undertone is like, keep going, don't stop, don't slow down, don't feel your feelings for too long, don't feel what you're going through, and don't let whatever you might be going through interrupt your productivity, for God forbid. Don't let it interrupt, your execution, your doing. And it's very, very hustle coded. It's very, very hustle coded. And again, it just really makes me feel uncomfortable because I've been there. I've done it. I've been resilient all of my life, especially when we talk about in our careers, in our jobs, in corporate America. I've been resilient. I've pushed through. I've navigated hard seasons, and I paid the cost. I paid the cost. The cost was burnout. If you've been watching over these last several videos on this 100-day journey, I burnt out in corporate America like bad, like having to take two types of medication to go to work bad. And I was very good at my job, but I burnt out. I was so disconnected from myself. Like, the creative, artistic Erica had been pushed to the wayside. The cost also looked like, for me, it impacted my health. I was 60 pounds overweight. I had so much brain fog. I was always anxious. And again, I was on two types of medications just to go to work. I was exhausted all the time. My identity had been lost. I wasn't who I used to be. And I was in a constant stage of just overfunctioning, overworking, just do, go, 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 execute, execute, execute. And I was praised for being resilient, even though I was quietly, like, falling apart. So that's why it's like, that word just really makes me feel uncomfortable. And I also want to make it very, very clear that I'm not saying don't be strong. I'm not saying don't navigate hard things. I'm not saying don't recover, because we know life is going to life. We're always going to have seasons in our lives that are difficult, that we have to navigate through. It's going to happen to the day we die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't be strong. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying is, if you need to take a break, take a moment, step back, pause, slow down, choose you, take care of yourself, that's not being weak. And it's definitely not being a failure. What I'm also saying is that rest is a part of resilience. Like, you have to rest. Nothing, when I tell you, nothing can go 100 miles an hour constantly. Nothing can, not even our electronics. Rest is a part of the resilience. Again, I just feel like the way it's being said in culture now is just like, push through at any cost. If you got to drop dead, just be resilient. Just be more resilient. And it's it's funny, but it's not funny, because that is what so many women like you and I have been told or are being told. And I feel like it's extremely dangerous, particularly for women like you and I, who are already driven, who are already ambitious, who are already goal oriented, who have already found some level of success, because we already know how to achieve. We already know how to execute. We already know how to do. We already know how to negotiate. We already know how to lead. We already know how to produce. Like, we don't have any problems doing all of that. Like, that's why I just feel like it's just particularly dangerous for women like us, because we don't need to push through anymore. Again, we already know how to do all of the things and accomplish things and do things. We don't need that. What you need is permission to feel what you're feeling, to take a beat if you need it, to step back, to slow down. This is what you need the permission for. You need permission to regulate yourself, to integrate, especially if you're stepping into a new season, a new phase in life, a new job, a new industry, and you need the permission to recover. And recovering is in resting. I just posted a video a few days ago about how women are craving rest. After I facilitated a rest workshop last month, and the number of women that showed up in this virtual workshop, it's like women are craving rest, but you're not giving yourselves permission to take on the rest. And it doesn't help when the world is telling us to just be more resilient. So what I have here is I want to reframe what resilience should mean. I feel like, again, because when you're telling high capacity, high achieving women to just be more resilient, it's almost like telling a woman who's running a marathon to just keep going, even though she's been injured. It's dangerous and it's not helpful. So I think what resilience should mean is the ability to fully show up as yourself, the courage to take a break or pause if you need it, the wisdom and the intuition to stop if you actually need to take a full stop in whatever that may look like for you, the strength to choose differently if you're in something that may no longer be aligned, the strength to choose differently. That can be what resilience look like. It can also look like the ability to fully recover from what you might be going through, instead of just pushing through, holding on, withstanding. Like, it makes me very uncomfortable to continue to hear the word resilience thrown at women, and to be more resilient. And again, particularly for women like you and I, who already know how to achieve, to do, to execute, to do all of the things. It can be very, very dangerous. And I also want to just bring home too that true resilience is in the definition, is also pushing through, or not pushing through. It's about getting through difficult times, but also recovering from from that difficult time. And in the recovery, rest is required. And not only are we forgetting about the recovery, rest is nowhere to be found. So resilience can mean those things. And I think that should be the reframe that we should move forward in, especially with resilience also meaning rest. So just a few questions I want you to ponder on. And if you can resonate with any of this, let me know down in the comments. Again, I'm not saying that, not be strong, not do what you have to do to get through difficult times, because again, life is going to life and we're going to have to navigate through difficult times. But I'm not about just pushing through at any cost, at the cost of your health, at the cost of your wellness, just at the cost of yourself. So, a few questions to ponder on. Where have you been praised for resilience by quietly suffering? I was praised for being resilient. What has your resilience cost you? And that's a very important question, because oftentimes us as women, we pay costs for things that are way too expensive and that we don't even realize until it's too late. Next, what would resilience look like if recovery mattered as much as endurance? Again, let me go back to the definition. The definition of resilience means the capacity to withstand or recover. So again, recover is being removed from the cultural definition or implication of resilience. So what would resilience look like if recovery mattered as much as endurance? And lastly, are you enduring or are you healing? These are just some things you just might want to think through when you're being told to be more resilient, or maybe you're even thinking to yourself, I just need to be more resilient. I just need to push through, You can, but at what cost? Especially if you're not integrating the recovery part, and recovery means rest. And if you've watched some of my other videos, there's 7 different types of rest. So really getting clear on what type of rest you need to holistically recover. And just as I close here, I just want you to know that you don't have to prove how strong you are to signify that you're strong. Like, we are humans. Yes, even you, ambitious woman, driven woman, goal-oriented woman. We are humans, and rest is a human need. We can still achieve our goals, bring our visions to life, accomplish the things that we desire while still taking care of ourselves, while still choosing rest, and while still putting ourselves first. I'm Erica Prevail, and if any of this resonated with you, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too. I share daily conversations helping purpose-led, driven, ambitious women like you rework their relationship with ambition, capacity, rest, and creativity. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.